covering the weather now and then. Twister Talk with Gary, Sue, and Brandon.
Tornado's crossing the road right in front of us. It's tearing something apart right now. Big time flash. Shoot, I think a semi got flipped. Are you okay? All right, David, bring me up, Tucker. We gotta go, sir. Hang in the cut.
Gary, we're in Newcastle right now, and north of us, the thing is still on the ground. There's lots of debris in the air right now. Lots.
You need to be below ground shelter.
I hate Oklahoma.
And it's Twister Talk. I'm Gary.
I'm Sue.
And we're back with the show today. The atmosphere is going to look kind of pretty tonight.
It might. There's a reasonable chance that there will be an aurora tonight.
All right.
Of course, these things are irritatingly unpredictable, and they really depend on factors like when is the charged particles arriving? Do I have 10 tons clouds over my site? Am I living in Saskatchewan? Or am I living in Ohio, for example?
That's true.
The sun did release a large coronal mass ejection a couple of days ago. It has been making its way towards Earth. According to the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center, they actually do have one, the NASA Advanced Composition Explorer satellite detected this incoming wave of charged particles at 4:30 Eastern Time, and these charged particles have arrived at Earth around 5 p.m. So the charged particles are here. It's now, of course, the question is what they're going to do when they get here. We really don't know. Now, one thing I've been watching is I follow some people in Australia who watch both the weather and the space weather, and right now, so far, no sign of any hot aurora there.
Okay.
So the next place to watch will be Europe. For example, places like Russia, Ukraine, as it moves slowly towards the west, they'll become dark, and we'll be able to see if they're having an aurora. And if they have a hot aurora, there's a good chance we'll have one too. But right now, they really don't know.
Yeah. Describe people, first of all, a massive solar ejection. Now, that sounds like, what is that, Gary? Well, that's literally the sun throwing off material into space.
Yeah, the sun is in a very active period for the sun right now. And that's why last year we had a beautiful aurora that was actually visible all the way far south here at Twister Talk headquarters.
Yeah, it sure was. It was incredible to see last year. It was a wonderful experience. We forget. You have to remember that the sun is it's a big, giant nuclear furnace, folks. And every once in a while, some of that stuff boils off the top and gets shot into space. And sometimes they head this way, other times they head other ways. Sometimes you get these ejections, and people you hear on television will talk about, well, communications are out, satellite communications or cell phone have been affected sometimes because of this. So they can be very disruptive, but they also be very pretty to look at.
Yeah.
So the aurora hopefully, it'll be occurring over parts of Europe, Northern Europe tonight, and move this way, and we may get to see something.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. Now, I had heard an earlier prediction that the peak time for this part of the world may be 2 in the morning, but these things vary.
Yes, they do.
So I don't know that that's a particularly good prediction. One thing that you can do is there are a number of different apps that you can download to your phone.
Yes.
Whether you have an iPhone or if you have an Android phone, that will actually alert you if there is a reasonable chance of an aurora at your location.
Oh, terrific.
So that might be something to look up and download.
Absolutely.
Another thing to remember is you may get an alert, and it may say that an aurora is happening, and you go outside and you look up and you don't see anything.
Right.
Well, what you might want to do is turn on your phone camera and look up through your phone, because the cameras on cell phones are surprisingly sensitive.
Yes, they are.
And the photographs I got last year, a lot of that I couldn't see, but it was spectacular on my phone.
And that happens a lot because the lights are on the city. Sometimes it masks that, and it takes a lens. We did that last summer when that one hit. Was it late last year? I'm trying to remember exactly when it was. I took out my Nikon camera and took pictures, and I got some nice pictures. But if I looked it through the naked eye, I couldn't see anything. But I used the lens, voila, there's these beautiful colors.
You can actually use your phone as a kind of Aurora detector. So you may want to download those particular, look for several apps. I'm not going to recommend one. Another thing to watch is there actually is an Aurora dashboard at the Space Weather Prediction Center website at www.swpc.noaa.gov.
Right.
There's an Aurora dashboard, and there's actually a 30-minute prediction dashboard. And these both can give you an idea of where auroras are happening and where they're going to happen.
That's really great because you can get up-to-date information from NOAA and tell what's going on with that.
Yeah, now the latest forecast that they're giving basically shows an aurora visible all the way down into southern Michigan, but you literally never know. Because last year when we had that very hot aurora in May, it was not really predicted to be as spectacular as it was here.
It was incredible.
In central Ohio. So use these tools, use a predictor on your phone, visit the NOAA's website, the Space Weather Prediction Center, and it'll give you a chance, if there actually is an aurora, of maybe seeing one.
Yeah, and there's some really good information on that site, too. I like the ultraviolet imager they use sometimes, get pictures of the sun through the ultraviolet lens.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It's very cool, and you can watch these forecasts, and you can, like I said, you can get alerts and download software. Again, it's www.swpc.noaa.gov. That's the Space Weather Prediction Center for the National Weather Service.
Yeah, and it seems like space weather might be rather esoteric, but it's actually very important because if you're operating a satellite, a communication satellite, you're going to want to be aware of what's going on. If you're running a power grid, that's very important. In the case of a very severe solar storm, you may actually have to get the astronauts off the space station.
That's true.
They certainly will have to take shelter in the best sheltered parts of the station.
That's very true. These things can wreak havoc with communication and satellite systems. They really can. So
we're not even going to get started on what a Carrington event is, but that's the kind of thing that will scare the crap out of you.
Yeah, well, that'll be another show.
Yeah.
Maybe Halloween.
Whoa.
But anyhow, so if you get a chance tonight, again, nothing's set in stone, but if you live in Ohio, you may get a shot to look at about 2 a.m. in the morning, but you may get a chance to look at something.
If you live in Canada, or if you live along the northern band of states, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, Wisconsin, Michigan, obviously the UP, you may get to see something.
Well, I have a friend that lives in Alaska, so he'll get to see something.
Well, yes, but he always gets to see cool
He just gets to see all good stuff.
I know. Jeez.
Jealous.
I know.
So
we're going to have him on a show.
Yeah, I'm going to tell we may do that. Talk to him about
Alaska weather.
Alaska weather, because he's seen some interesting things in Alaska.
I'll bet he has.
Including moose and bear showing up on his front porch looking for food.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah, that's always a lot of fun, too. He says, Gary just keeps me on my toes. Like, yes, it does. And he leaves it at that. But anyway, again, after midnight, maybe the best time to observe it here. If you're into that thing, it'd be worth getting up and checking, because you may get a pretty spectacular sight. And like Sue said, use your cell phone. Use a camera on your cell phone. It'll see things that you may not see with the naked eye. And if you have a good camera, hey, if you got DSLR, use that too. You might be surprised what you see.
You might get some really good pictures.
You might do that. Again, this will go tonight, and it lasts a couple of days, isn't it?
They usually last a couple of days. I know they're not talking about Tuesday as being quite as probable. Tonight may be the best chance.
Yeah, maybe the best chance tonight. So, and if you live outside the city, you might get to see a little more than inside the city. So be ready and be on top of things. So that's what we got going with that. So make sure you check it out. For Twister Talk, I'm Gary.
I'm Sue.
Look up to the sky. The lights are coming. Have a good day.